undergraduate student of landscape architecture. She's actually done some work here, which she's probably going to talk a little bit about. And her presentation is the fundamentals of launch design, what you need in your toolbox. Take it away.
Hi everyone. My presentation is basically an overview, a general recommendation for launch design. I'm not getting too specific because everyone else will get to that point. You can save your questions, plug with them, or when we get a break. So I had the A, B, C, D's, and E's of launch design, which is accessibility, best suited, cost effective, which we already talked about, durability, and environmental. And today we already talked about the social and logistics aspect of water trails, and we also covered a little bit of the economy with Catherine, and now we're going to get into the environmental and more specific even after lunch. So there's this triangle that we're working with, and it's like a partnership which we talked about earlier, and I want you to think about this triangle that we're working with doing this presentation. So whether we're doing it for public or private, so we're doing it for public use now, but many things are the same for public and private uses. Some of those are site criteria, permits, design construction methods, materials, and sizes. First thing is accessibility. We want to have appropriate accessibility for anyone in the whole community. No one wants to go there if it's difficult to get there. Think about the circulation and how to get there, and if it's visible for the community, if the launch is even stable for anyone for different abilities, and it has to be very smooth transition into the water. Next is the location should be best suited. So just like finding a house, it's just location, location, location. Is it somewhere that it's going to get damaged a lot? We don't want to have so much maintenance on the trail. We want to have a light touch to the trail because we want to keep a natural aesthetic look, but also be very functional. We want it to be safe. We want it to follow regulations, and we also want it to be cost effective. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to look good. It can still look good and be cost effective. We want maybe minimal construction. And all these photos that I have on here are existing conditions along the trail. So you can see the potential we have and where we need to stabilize around the launches. And this one is actually farther down. I think it's private on the other side. So launches can serve several purposes, like erosion control and even habitat. And we also want to be environmentally friendly, which gets into the kind of materials we use. Are we going to use concrete? Are we using wood? Like, is the wood treated? That's going to pollute the water. We have to think about things like that to keep the site natural and clean. And we want to preserve all the habitat that's already there. We don't want to, scare away any animals or damage it more than it already is. And if you're unsure about anything, you can always consult us or consult with your partners. No one says that you have to do it by yourself. There's plenty of people to ask, plenty of resources. We want to avoid any toxic materials that we're doing when we're designing. And these are also additional considerations, which is preservation and historic cultural landscaping, provides sustainable access, the traffic that we're going to have, and visibility. We don't know how many people are using the site, how large do we need to make it, and what are we expecting from the past, and we can think about the long term and the short term. Long term is, we need to think about the economy and how we're bringing people in here, if we want to have any extra amenities, short-term just like community involvement, that which we're already doing with the Adopt a Stream program, and having community involvement makes the community more aware and educated about the site. That way they can encourage others to take care of the river as well. As a young architect, I really encourage everyone to look at other sites that are already successful, and that's what I've been doing, like just nitpicking everything else, see what's working, what's not working, and Cordell could just have a little bit of everything that has been working in the past. So it doesn't have to be something brand new, it's just what's been working all these years that are very successful in bringing in the economy and the social aspect and the sustainability. So if you have any questions about the charrette that we're doing, you can come to me and we can talk about that, or if you want to have an input, or even talk to the university about how we should do this site and anything around the site or the trails.
Also, Anne, why don't you tell the audience kind of a little bit about what you've done here in Porterdale, because they might not be familiar with the project that you're working on.
Yeah, well, there's our preliminary designs on water trails and also a greenway as well. And we're trying to make it sustainable, but also really encourage the cultural heritage here and bring people in with that. And we already have a couple designs, a couple ideas for launches. So if you guys want to critique me and tell me how wrong this is, you can. So it's going very slow, but with all these grants coming in, it's very exciting, and it's going to happen. Really go under. It's a huge community involvement, which is really great.
I'd like to say this about Anne. She's also helped the town, as was mentioned earlier, on some side projects with commissions for her. She's really good at what she does. My wife and I are been a user for landscaping of our new house, and she's helped nonprofits in the area with landscaping design as well. So she's really good at what she does.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about about this item. It was like, I saw where you were talking about some of the permits that you're having to obtain. Are those some of the core permits, and is that a buffer variance, or what are some of those permits?
We're trying to figure out from the parcel to see, the property lines are kind of vague, so we really want to get that before we get going with the water trail design.
You would have to do the buffer.
All right, thanks, Anne.